Hey, Sneak Peekers!
I'm Nolan.
And I'm Margot. We've got a great show lined up for you today. First up, we'll hear some first look thoughts on Vince Gilligan's new science fiction drama, Pluribus.
After that, we'll give you the rundown on all you'll need to know in anticipation for Stranger Things Season 5.
Then, we're going to recap Sydney Sweeney's year, as she's had quite a big one. And finally, we'll share some thoughts on the best live-action Disney remake in light of the new Moana announcement.
You won't want to miss this. To start our news desk today, Wicked for Good just flew onto Rotten Tomatoes, but maybe not as high as fans hoped.
That's right. The sequel debuted at 72%, which is notably lower than the first film's glowing reception. Critics say it still delivers the spectacle, but some of the magic fizzled out somewhere between Oz and the margarita line at intermission.
Look, if Elphaba can defy gravity, she could probably defy a few mixed reviews.
Speaking of defying expectations, Tom Cruise has finally received his Oscar. Well, an honorary one. And of course, he delivered a speech that was equal parts emotional, inspiring, and somehow vaguely death-defying.
I'm 90% sure he gave it hanging off a helicopter.
In other big news, Disney has dropped the live-action Moana trailer, giving fans a first look at the remade ocean epic.
The internet is split. Some people are hyped to see Moana in high-definition realism, and others are wondering why Hollywood is speedrunning its own remakes.
And for some reason, they're hiding Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Is The Rock cooking or cooked?
Meanwhile, in the box office, Now You See Me 3 pulled off a magic trick of its own, opening way higher than expected to be a surprise hit.
Despite the mixed reviews, it seems Now You Don't has done it. New cast members Justice Smith, Dominic Sessa, and Ariana Greenblatt have been anointed official horsemen by the theater audience.
But that left The Running Man to trip at the starting line. Despite a big star and bigger marketing, it's struggling to stay in the race. But it's okay, Glenn and Edgar. We still love you.
Happens to the best of us. Not every movie can pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Ending off our news desk, our movie recommendation of the week is Past Lives. The film is a tender, emotional drama that will absolutely ruin you in a beautiful way. It's the kind of movie that has you staring out a window afterwards like you're in a music video.
Past Lives is such a good movie, and y'all just can't take it.
Yeah, I thought so too.
You know, we don't take enough time to appreciate how beautiful life in general is. God, I'm so happy to be alive.
You know, life isn't making me all that giddy and happy as you say I should be. What, with all the wars, genocides, famines? Maybe a joke would make me feel better. A president and a horse walk into a barn.
Okay, let's get on with the Pluribus review. God, you never know when to stop a bit.
What is up, Sneak Peekers? My name is Rosie, and if I seem a little more peppy and enthusiastic today, it's because I've joined millions of others on the Pluribus. Wait, you haven't heard of it? Well, you might have heard of its creator, Vince Gilligan, the showrunner and creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Vince has had a tight grip on television since 2008, but has stayed confined to one connected storyline for that whole time. It's weird to think that the man who's responsible for the Netflix renaissance and changing how TV is told forever has done it while only talking about New Mexico drug lords. But once he finished Better Call Saul, he decided he wanted to prove to himself that he can excel in any type of storytelling, and thus birthed the untitled Vince Gilligan Project. For 3 years, Hollywood knew he was working on another show, but knowing anything more than that was a tight-held secret. It was a battle to find out the cast, genre, anything, but despite hiding details from everyone, including Vince's wife, sprinkles of information started getting through. Under the working title Waikaro 339, we learned that it seemed to be a science fiction show playing on psychological thriller elements. It was announced that Rhea Seehorn, who plays Kim Wexler in Better Call Saul, would be the lead. Playing off Breaking Bad similarities, we also learned that it would be set in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is a tad ironic with how past cast members on Vince's shows have poked fun at the unappealing nature of shooting in the desert city. And then finally, in July, we got the most information we've ever gotten. A pop-up stand, a teaser, and a name, Pluribus. I will admit that the first snippets given to me made me cautious to join watchers. The tagline given in the advertising was, The most miserable person on earth must save the world from happiness. What the hell does that even mean? But I can try and explain what the show is really like. It follows Carol, a romantic fiction writer who's a more negative person than everyone around her, including her manager and wife, Helen. One night, when celebrating the end of her book tour, Carol witnesses an incredibly strange event. Everyone in the city of Albuquerque starts to have a seizure except her. She fights her hardest to bring Helen to safety, but by the time she reaches the hospital, she dies. But everyone else wakes up as the same person. Due to a chemical compound spread in the sky across the world, all but 11 people on Earth have become a part of a joined consciousness, all sharing each other's memories and thinking together in tandem. Carol is now on a path to try and reverse this process while dealing with the loss of Helen, trying to beat out the clock on when the collective will find the right strand of the chemical that will let her finally join them. One thing is clear about Pluribus so far. He's still got it. Every episode has the same mystery and pacing as his previous work, and it's an incredible feeling to watch the pieces turn, to have every question answered, and to see how Carol responds to the world she's been found in. Even when we find ourselves with a calm antagonist, with the collective trying to serve Carol to make her happy ahead of the new strain, the tension never drops. The writers added in a genius aspect to the collective where extreme negative emotion by Carol is able to cause the whole world to seize again, which makes all of her outbursts a ticking time bomb. And with how often she's on airplanes, the audience always fears for the worst case scenario. Rhea Seehorn is an incredible lead, especially with how isolated she can be, and she is one of the greatest scene partners in the whole world. The whole world! The superb directing in this show is apparent with how you can tell the collective's personality through every single person on screen. The hundreds of people moving groceries, the woman who looks suspiciously like Carol's novel character, the 8-year-old sister to another survivor from across the world, the pilots, doctors, everyone, they all feel like the exact same person, and it's horrifying. Their calming HR talk might trick you into comfort for moments, but then they remind you why exactly Carol has to find a cure. But the most surprising thing? This is only talking about episode 3. The show will be releasing new episodes every Friday up until Boxing Day, December 26th. Not only that, but Vince believes that this show may go on for 4 seasons at this point, although he does say that his past shows have needed to change plans a lot in length. But all of this means that you have plenty of time to join me and the millions of others that have tuned into Pluribus. I hope you choose to join us. It really is incredible. If you have any thoughts on the show, please tag us at Sneak Peek TV on Instagram and let us know. We'll have more Sneak Peek after this commercial break.
Hey, how long has it been since the last season of Stranger Things came out? It feels like...
1,236 days as of filming.
Yeah, I guess that sounds right.
It's been too long.
Yeah, and frankly, I can't remember all the gory details of the previous...
That's all we needed to hear. Roll the clip, boys. We got him.
What if Steven Spielberg directed a Stephen King book? That was the pitch Matt and Ross Duffer used to sign a deal with Netflix in the early 2010s. Over 10 years later, 4 seasons, 35 hours of TV, 8 video games, 1 Broadway play, and 1 spin-off animated series, Stranger Things is finally slated to end its headline-making run with its 5th and final season coming this year. But where did this all begin? How did a sci-fi show made with a budget of under $50 million end up being one of the biggest TV productions by the biggest powerhouse of streaming? Stay tuned to find out. As I mentioned earlier, the pitch began as a geek's new favorite sci-fi fantasy show with nostalgic 80s elements. But why was it such a critical hit? The combination of extremely talented child actors with nostalgia picks such as Winona Ryder and David Harbour made the show enjoyable for all ages, resulting in overwhelmingly positive reviews by critics and audiences alike following the release of the show's first season in 2016. This initial season is now most recognizable for its plethora of practical effects, small-town world-building, use of classic 80s film tropes, an atmospheric and retro score, and a really enjoyable ensemble cast whose chemistry flies off the screen. If you're a fan of the show, you'll know that not all of these characteristics stick around, which I believe is what makes the 5th season just so different from the first. Anyway, things begin to change with the series' 2nd season after a neat and tidy ending in the season 1 finale, beginning the 2nd chapter of a lore-saturated, theory-provoking, worldwide phenomenon of a story. The second season finds a way to seamlessly continue the arc of the first season while also expanding on the cast and plot. Rather than a concise monster hunting story as seen with the Demogorgon in the first season, the second season exponentially ups the stakes with the introduction of the Mind Flayer, the hive mind of hundreds of Demogorgons, or Demodogs. Meanwhile, the main group of kids and teens navigate their lives as middle and high schoolers after the shock of meeting and losing Eleven. This group is expanded with the highly praised addition of Sadie Sink and Dacre Montgomery playing the new kids on the block, as well as beloved franchise veteran Sean Astin, who instantly steals the hearts of audiences just for it to be taken right back after his tragic death in the season finale. However, many fans have one large complaint about this season, Episode 7, The Lost Sister. Essentially, the show completely abandons the main plot to follow Eleven as she uncovers her past after meeting her lab sister. You can see that this is the Duffer Bros emphasizing just how little the audience really knows about her, setting the series up for the absolute lore dump that is Season 4. But before we can get to Moscow, it's summertime in Hawkins. Season 3 finds the kids in the summer between middle and high school enjoying all the trials and tribulations of teenagedom. That is, until they discover a secret Russian presence in Hawkins. On the other side of things, the Mind Flayer's new physical form admittedly makes sense, as Will's character never seems to catch a break. The season wraps up in a heartbreaking way, with Billy's horrific death in front of his little sister, yet the final moments of the last episode is the point where I believe the show makes a turn for the worst. Hopper, one of the show's main heroes, tragically dies. For about 5 minutes, that is, until a Marvel-esque post-credit scene almost mockingly points out that he's alive in a Russian prison cell. On top of that shakeup in the future of the plot, the Byers move to California. Susie, do you copy? Yeah, we're not in Hawkins anymore. 1,058 days and a global pandemic later, we finally get the highly anticipated Season 4 of Stranger Things. The show's entire tone shifts from playful and Spielberg-esque to dark and violent. With the larger scale of the plot comes a larger scale of flashbacks, dedicating an entire plot and full episode to Eleven's upbringing in the lab leading up to Will's disappearance. The introduction of Vecna and Victor Creel as the puppeteer demystifies the monstrous and alien-like qualities of the Demogorgons and the Mind Flayer, making them seem like child's play compared to this all-powerful, mind-infiltrating, red man? Nuances of the Upside Down are expanded upon, including Demobats, which kill off yet another lovable character introduced at the start of the season. The show's release in 2 parts and having nearly double the runtime of the first 2 seasons feeds into the ambitions of the Duffer Bros of culminating the show in a big-budget action movie type way. But is that what the show should be? It all starts with a girl who can crush Coke cans with her mind and saves a small town from a monster she unknowingly let loose. Now, the military is heavily involved, Hawkins is completely decimated, and, well, Vecna's won. Whatever happened to a happy-go-lucky scene of Dungeons & Dragons? As the show's proven, the kids are grown now, and so is the series itself. Of course, I will be watching Season 5, but it is interesting to look back and see where it all began. What started as a nerdy pitch with the help of Sean Levy is now going to be one of the biggest franchises in recent years. Make sure not to spend your holidays with your family and watch Stranger Things instead, with Part 1 releasing this Thanksgiving, Part 2 on Christmas, and Part 3 on New Year's. Can't wait to ring in 2026 with tears of joy after Steve survives. That's all we've got. Let us know your thoughts on Sneak Peek TV on Instagram. See you in the Upside Down.
Dude, guess who I am? Flops are passed down from parents to offspring,
What?
often determining traits like talent, personality, or even lack thereof.
Wait, this sounds familiar.
My genes are some of the year's worst flops.
Oh wait, that's Gal Gadot.
Close. No, it's Sydney Sweeney. And in case you missed it, she had one of the most historical runs of flops Tinseltown has ever seen.
And in case you missed it, let us be your ESPN fail cam as we review Sydney Sweeney's fabulous years of flops and dog whistles.
Hey Sneak Peekers, my name is Bridget, and as we approach the end of 2025, a lot of people are reflecting on how their years went. Some may feel positively, some may be hitting their head against the wall, but none will hit their head as hard as Sydney Sweeney. Through all our ups and downs of the year, this Euphoria star has seemingly been in a free fall since January 1st. As such, I thought it would be nice to go over all the mishaps and missteps with you guys. But in order to talk about the downfall, first we gotta lay the foundation. Sweeney caught her mainstream wave in 2019, playing Cassie on Euphoria. With a lot of breakthroughs in this cast, her blonde bombshell archetype seemingly made her stand out. Apart from Zendaya, her and Jacob Elordi have made the biggest impacts in terms of career, albeit in different directions. With a promising path in front of her and Euphoria Season 3 in our midst, 2025 is the perfect time for her to thrive in the limelight. But when Sydney walked into that limelight, she seemed to fall straight on her face. Addressing the first elephant in the room, in May, we saw Sweeney partnering with the graduates of kids who sprayed too much Axe in the locker room, Dr. Squatch. Someone on her publicity team must have thought it was 2020, and also thought their client was Belle Delphine, and said, "Why don't we put her bathwater in this, John?" Yep, a lucky 100 buyers got to take home Sweeney's actual bathwater. The rest of us just got a pine-scented bar of wax with her face on it. What's worse, the soap actually seemed to smell good, and I might have bought it if it didn't come with a ticket to the freaky train, but I digress. After a treacherous 2 months of PR warfare, they added fuel to the flames with Sweeney's American Eagle campaign in July. It had everything you could possibly want in a jeans ad, a monotone delivery, completely barren sound design, and of course a perceived underlying tone of fascist dog whistles. In this day and age, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman should not be talking about how good her DNA is, but hey, at least she had Trump himself come to her defense. The knight in shining armor took to his beloved Truth Social, stating, "Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there. Go get him, Sydney." With all this piling up over the summer, it would have been the perfect time to bust out the ukulele and start on the right path. For Dr. Squatch, she sat down with the Wall Street Journal in August, saying it was mainly the girls making comments about it, and they all loved the idea of Jacob Elordi's bathwater. Similarly, when it came to American Eagle, Sweeney talked with GQ, stating, "I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear. And here we will, Sydney." The fallout of this summer has been felt everywhere, and it did not spare the box office either. Her most recent film, Christie, marks the 9th worst performing movie to be released at that scale, raking in a measly $1.3 million on its opening weekend with a $15 million budget. What's worse, Australian actress Ruby Rose, who was originally attached to the film, took to social media last week to declare that Sweeney and her team effectively killed the movie. It doesn't stop there either. Sweeney's second most recent film, Americana, didn't break $500,000 on a $9 million budget. But hey, who are we to kick her when she's down? If you want to defend her recent life choices, tell us what we missed, or anything else, you can reach us at Sneak Peek TV on Instagram. We'll be back after a quick commercial break.
Welcome back to Sydney Sweeney, Career in Decline, and the Road Back. In this episode, I propose, with only the best intentions in mind, that she stars in a Disney princess live-action remake.
Those are the current cornerstones of the cinematic landscape.
Nothing but quality from the people over at Disney.
Jokes aside, live-action Disney princess movie remakes
Try saying that 3 times in a row.
have the potential for being good, and some of our sneak peekers are here to talk shop about some of the best and the worst this cash cow has to offer.
Take it away.
Hey sneak peekers, I'm Rosie and I'm going to be hosting this panel of lovely ladies where we're going to talk about our favorite Disney princess live action remakes. Does anybody want to start? Woo! You should.
Hi, I'm Frankie. Coolness. I think my favorite has to either be Aladdin or the live-action Cinderella from like 2013.
Mm-hmm.
That dress, beautiful. She was snatched.
Body tea.
Body tea, boots down, house down. But yeah, those are my top 2. So.
I'm Caitlin, and my top would have to also be Aladdin. Yeah, just the music is just too good.
It was really good.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
and like the set design, like
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Kate. I would have to say either The Little Mermaid or it's between Cinderella or Maleficent. I think they're both really good to the story. But The Little Mermaid is like my favorite movie, and I thought it was really cutie and how it set they were pretty different from like the animated, but also like true to the actual message and the story. So, yeah.
You want to go next, or?
Oh, yeah, I can go. Well, I was just going to say I think the best is Cinderella. I think they started off really strong and then did not go strong from there. But Beauty and the Beast has like a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I was going to say. So, yeah, I'd say my top few, I guess, is definitely Beauty and the Beast for the movie as a whole. I think it was well done. Great set design, I think. And I think going to, like, the movies, I remember watching Cinderella as a kid, and that was really fun. And she waist snatched, I must agree. She was about to fly away.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it was a good movie.
So they have come out with Snow White recently. What was the one before that? Did they do one before that?
There was Mulan, but I don't know if there was
Oh,
something else before
yeah,
that.
Mulan. Nobody
didn't
talks
watch
about
it.
Mulan.
It was not.
No,
No, it was a Disney
Yeah,
Plus
it was COVID.
exclusive.
Okay,
Wait,
okay,
really?
that's why. I so
A
would
$30 Disney Plus exclusive.
Wow, that's
That's
crazy.
I still haven't seen it.
I have not watched it
I heard it was,
either.
like,
You guys
good,
don't
though.
need to see it.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, really?
So she knows. Okay.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
I think Aladdin was up there for me because I saw it at such an older age. I think the older you get, the more you appreciate like the Disney princesses and like its magicalness. I feel.
Yeah, I think Aladdin did a good job at like taking that story and that level of like fantasy and making
Yeah.
it live action.
Yeah, and I saw Cinderella at like a really young age. I think I was still in like.
Yeah, we were young when it came out. We were like middle school, I'd say.
Was it middle school?
I feel like I was in middle
I was
school.
like,
I
I was
feel
in
like it.
elementary.
I feel it.
Yeah,
feel it.
well, because Cinderella, I feel like they did a different take on it, where they like, it was more of an adaptation than a remake.
Yeah.
Because now we're looking at Moana,
Frame for frame. And yeah.
where it's just
What do
animated
y'all
by
prefer? Do y'all prefer like an
CGI.
adaptation or like a full on like remake?
Adaptation.
Adaptation.
Adaptations.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, the whole like frame for frame remake, like with the How to Train Your Dragons thing, like I'll go for
I love
Caitlin
that
went.
movie. Sorry.
I love the movie. I got the whole like beer mug and everything from AMC. Don't worry, I gave them my money. But I do feel like going into theater and like finding out new stuff about the story and like their approach on it is just more exciting to watch. For the How to Train Your Dragon, like I was telling my mom, next is gonna be this scene, but like I'll still sit for the score and like the actors that played.
I think that's why, like, also like why the Maleficent one, I really adore it just because it is more of an adaptation, and you kind of go into this new character that was kind of just casted aside, or like just the villain, but there's more to her origin story and giving her more depth. So that's why I really like that one.
Yeah, and with like Cinderella, they started and like made a whole new storyline for like her mom and why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, now they're just being lazy and money grabbing.
Yeah, I saw The Little Mermaid. Like, that one came out when we were like, what?
That was in college.
That was like
That was
like
really
freshman
2 years
year.
ago, right?
I could have sworn that was in college.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one a
was so
lot
recent.
too.
I have not
adored
watched
that
it.
one.
I did too.
I
thought
adored
it. Was
it.
really
I
good.
saw it. I didn't like it.
It's okay.
It just gave me weird vibes. Like Sebastian didn't sound the same.
Yeah.
And it's like all the fish are ugly.
The graphics
They're
are a
not
little
cute.
silly. The graphics are a little silly.
Yeah.
Were
It's
they
like,
not,
ugh,
like,
I don't want
true
to
to
see the
actual,
starfish
like-
mouth.
Yeah, I think they were like they tried to make them like animals.
As real as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than like a
Like the animated
humanoid
version.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. But can I say, it's actually so interesting that you guys really like Aladdin, because I feel like everyone around me didn't like that
Yeah,
adaptation.
like, people
No,
say
I
they
do.
don't
I
like
They
do
don't like
Aladdin.
it.
I think I saw it twice in theaters.
Wow.
I feel like also like way back when I used to watch TV and stuff back at home, like if it came on, I'd like watch the rest
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a great movie.
Yeah, I remember. I think
Wow.
you know what? I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I saw all the Disney princess movies really late.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch them growing up. I'm so sorry.
No,
y'all.
no.
Hey.
So like seeing Aladdin, like the first time I saw Aladdin was in that theater.
Oh,
It was
What?
a live
The
action.
live action one?
Yes.
I won't
Where?
lie. I'm pretty sure I've seen like a lot of the animated one, but I don't think at least from my consciousness, don't remember the full like thing. But I've seen a lot of it. But I feel like the live actions was the first time I sat through the whole thing and remembered it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like all the live actions were. Well, except for Cinderella. I saw the original Cinderella and I love it so much. But like seeing it with like that blue dress, guys.
Oh my
that
god. That dress is
so
everything.
Good.
It is.
I loved it.
Magical.
Oh my god! Wow.
I think Beauty and the Beast was like the first movie I saw opening night. I went and, like with my mom and like everybody was dressed up in their little ball gowns, and at that time I was like obsessed with Harry Potter, so Emma Watson I love.
She's so good at it. Like, she's so gorgeous. And her hair, the brown hair.
One thing that
on the
annoyed me
floor.
though was
What?
the auto-tune in that movie. They did her dirty.
Did she sing
did?
it, the songs?
Yeah, she
Oh,
did.
okay.
Well, the thing
Oh.
what the whole like drama, it's not drama. It's just in my head.
The tea.
Anyway, they hired her. It was supposed to be Emma Stone, but Emma Stone was doing La La Land.
I do remember this.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, anyway, so Emma Stone was supposed to be it, and Emma Stone could kind of sing, as you can tell in La La Land. Emma Watson kind of can't sing, so she had to learn to sing, and then Disney just took what she had and went to the sound booth and just fixed all those
Yeah.
vibratos.
Do y'all know which one did the best? By
Out of the
chance? Like all the live actions.
like box office
Yeah.
wise?
I feel like Cinderella probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's about to be Moana.
No,
Because that's the
Guys, I
state
do
of the
like
industry.
Moana. I don't know how I feel about the remake, but I really do like Moana.
No, I
Oh, yeah,
love
Moana's
the
good.
animation. I saw the single frame of her hair being straightened or whatever it was.
That was so sad.
I was very
Yeah.
scared. I was like,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
right.
well, I think that's gonna have to be it for us, guys.
Yep.
Well,
So, yeah.
we've decided what's the consent Cinderella?
I don't know.
Am I
We have
hearing
to wrap it
Cinderella?
up. Bye,
Aladdin?
Sneak Peeker.